I'm going to show you guys a game I won in 12 moves. So today is day 69 of my journey to 2000. Great number. And this is the game I played today. I won in 12 moves. And it started off with the Indian game, because again, I want to go for this Nimzo Indian defense or attack, whatever, which starts with the queen's pawn and usually goes something like this. And this is the type of structure, and sometimes you're going to fianchetto the bishop, and the game continues. So Nimzo Indian defense. Instead of that, what ends up happening, and I'm like, okay, Indian position looks very interesting. Instead of that, what ends up happening is he brings out the bishop. I push this pawn forward. I didn't know it was the best move. I just thought it lets my bishop come out. Maybe I'm going to strike the center later. He brings the knight. I bring my bishop. I develop it. Here is kind of more forceful. Here I'm just not really doing much, I guess. And I bring my knight to the center. Okay, only 4 moves have passed, but my opponent kind of made his king side or his queen side a little weak. That being said, it's, you know, there's a lot of pieces that could defend the king on the queen side. So is the king really weak? Not really. But we see some interesting stuff happening. I finally attack the center because if takes, I calculate that he can't take with the knight because he loses his queen. So takes, I calculate this basically. Takes, and then that's all I kind of saw. I didn't see the extra step here when I did the calculations during the game. That this is checkmate. How crazy is that? This is actually checkmate. So I'll show you what happens in the game because it's super cool. And that's a very common checkmating pattern, right? When you have a rook attacking the king and the bishop is protecting the rook. So he does take. I do take. He does take with the bishop. And I mess up. I did calculate this, but I think what I didn't like in this line, there was something I didn't like. I don't remember what. I thought I was down a piece or something. I don't know. I don't know what my thinking was. So I thought taking with the bishop was better, and I thought, oh, this is not that good because then this is what I calculated. Which is, again, still winning for me, which, you know, very interestingly, I could kick the queen out. It could go to the side. And, like, look at this. Like, the king is not castling. He has to move his bishop out. Okay, this is not mate because of the knight, but I get into the position. You know, I have this bishop to check also. Actually, I looked at lines with this. So let's say he just does some random move. I have this. That leads to some crazy stuff, but this says mate in 7. Of course, you know, I don't see that mate in 7, but that's cool. It says d3 because the knight protects. He goes back to the corner. Then you come in with the bishop. Probably has to defend, and that's mate, right? So very interesting, or he would defend here and the queen would come in. So very interesting stuff. Okay. What ends up happening is he blunders, takes with the bishop, and this is a blunder again, because if takes, he's just down a piece. He can't take here because wait, can't he take here? No, he's just down a piece because the knight can't take. The knight can't take here. Like it says e2 is the best move, and then I could do whatever I want, right? I could even do some cool stuff like this, ruin his pawn structure, come in with this. If he takes, the rook takes, and I'm just simplifying the position. If he castles, I could even ruin his structure here, and I'm just a piece up, right? So very interesting stuff. I wouldn't necessarily castle there because of the open file, but very interesting stuff. Anyway, I take with the bishop instead, and he takes my knight. Very interesting. So now I have to calculate this. And this type of calculation I'm typically not very good at, to be honest. Now I have to calculate this. If I take the queen and he takes my queen, I could take back, he takes back, and then I move away with a discovered attack on the king, and he can't castle. Maybe the knight coming here, so the bishop could come in soon too, right? So something like takes, check, check, and the game continues. Apparently it's neutral because he's up a pawn after all that. The two center pawns, if you guys remember here, I lost a pawn because of the bishop took. Anyway, I don't do that. Instead, I take the bishop with my queen because my knight is protected. It's protecting the bishop. So let's say he were to take here. I could probably come here, and I actually saw this, and take the rook. I could probably check and do some crazy stuff. So this is, I figured that keeping the queens on the board is a better option. So here, I take with the queen, and he takes back. Taking with the pawn was better, because after this, you could probably just develop the knight, and now this is connected, and most of White's problem, White is getting a lot of his problems gone. The problem, of course, is the king can't castle. So this is an early attack. This is a good explanation for why you should castle early, right? Look at White's terrible structure. So I take, he takes with the queen, and I come in with this check. I saw this move, but I thought the check was better because I just thought, this is not a check. This is not forcing enough. I'm scared of what White can do. Like, what if he does this? Like, do I have... And I saw that the queen could block this. I actually saw a lot of these very quickly. I saw that the bishop probably is fine, but I want to make use of my bishop to come in with the check. I don't want it to be stuck behind my king where I can't castle because I'm going to lose the bishop. So I just didn't want to deal with all those checks, so I come in with the bishop check. I come in with this check. Again, forcing moves. He takes his best move not to take, to go to the side so that I can't check him again, I guess. And I come in with this check, and I have a mate in one. The 12th move of the game, guys. Beautiful! Instead of the mate in one, because I don't see it, I don't see how my queen blocks off everything except this one escape square. Like, because his own pawn blocks him off. It's like so cool. So I don't see that. Instead, I go for this check, forking the queen and king, and my opponent resigns. So I had a checkmate in 12 moves, essentially. Actually, if I took back here, and he took, and I took, and he took, which I think is very likely to have happened. Look how fast my opponent and I are playing. I would have had a checkmate in... How many moves is that? Oh, wow, that's actually 14 or 15 moves, it says. On the wait, does it? I don't even know. No, 9 moves. That would have been a 9-move checkmate. Wow. Very crazy stuff. And guys, this is against 1600 rated players. I fell for a checkmate in a few moves the other day, too. It's like, chess is such an insanely interesting game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you watched this far, say 69 in the comments and have a great one. Bye bye.